Hi, everybody. So I just want to introduce you to Debbie, who is a friend of mine. We've been friends for probably several years. I don't even know how long, 5 to 10 years, like a long time. We've known each other. And Amelia, who you know. And we're going to be talking about LifeWave, which is a bridge because it's phototherapy. So it's a bridge to the future. And if you're interested in that, if you're interested in hearing about how it works, Amelia is just getting started with it. I've been dedicated for about 3 months, so I know how it feels now to actually use it every day. And I'm reaping the benefits of that. But Debbie has been doing this for about 8 or 9 months, and she's really anti-aging, I think. So Debbie, tell us about your experience with LifeWave.
Okay, well, thank you so much, honey.
Thank
So this
you.
is my little patch right here. I just pulled it off of my back. I have it like on my C7. And what it is it's a little patch that has organic materials inside, like organic amino acids, organic salts, or sugars that form a crystalline structure. It's sealed in this patch, and it forms a little crystalline structure that kind of acts like a mirror. And so when you put it on your body, it takes your body's own infrared light or infrared heat, and it mirrors back a specific light frequency specific to that patch, whatever that patch is supposed to do for your body. So one of the patches that is the most popular right now is what's called X39, and that's what this one is. And that X39 patch mirrors back a specific light frequency that triggers the GHK-Cu copper peptide in your body. And there's been a lot of research on that copper peptide. There's been books like this one right here, and how to reverse aging, copper peptides. And anyway, one of the things that these copper peptides do is activate your body's own stem cells.
Right.
And the older that we get, our stem cells become dormant, and we need those stem cells for our bodies to heal and do all kinds of things in our bodies. And by the time we're age 50, we've lost 75% of those stem cells, and by the time we're 60, we've lost 90% of them. So this little patch kind of helps to reactivate some stem cells and helps your body in so many ways.
Yeah, I think it's great. I noticed the difference for me has been pretty massive. And we talk about going through purges all the time and the energies and all this kind of stuff. And there was a period of time where I was on the patches, which you're not supposed to do this, but I had them on 24 hours a day for a period of about 4, maybe 5 days. And it totally got me through that purge phase, which for my body ended up being pretty intense. So really, they're kind of a lifesaver during this time that we're going through, if you can get them. So we just wanted to talk to you about that because they've been a lot of fun since I've been doing it. Like, I'm feeling so much better. And also, like, some of the other things that you can add to it, some of the patches are like glutamine, so like getting some of your nutrients in too. And I just started using the face cream. So I think there's a lot of stuff that we talk about with copper, or what are some of the things that we do with copper? Like, we're creating electroculture with copper. We're being told to drink out of a copper cup. So this is a way to get things to increase, probably at a more cellular level, I would say. But also, we want to do a little disclaimer here. We're not doctors and we're not claiming anything, but we are talking about our own experience and going to show some pictures of other people's experiences. But I'm excited for Amelia because she and I have something in common, which has been adrenal fatigue. And I gotta say, the LifeWave really helps with that. Really does.
Cop copper is one of those nutrients that too that's really helpful for the adrenals.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So that's pretty exciting. Do you want to see the pictures? You guys
Sure.
ready? Okay.
I'm ready.
So this is something that I am experiencing myself. So this gentleman has vitiglio, and it's not as easy to see on my skin because I'm so pale to begin with, but I actually do have patches of quite white skin, and it looks like he came out of it. So that's
Mhm.
pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at the
Those
end,
are two different people that had this, similar results that
yeah.
it was just pretty amazing.
Well, it looks like it's only okay. So the bottom one, it's been a year. And I figure that's probably about how long it would take for somebody. And then this other gentleman, it's been 3 months, but 3 months is he's really improved a lot over three
Yeah.
months. Yeah. So I'm just gonna see. So look at the hair growth,
Yeah.
and it is turning darker, looks like.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is
I do see this a lot with, several people have mentioned hair growth or their hair turning darker. Now, I personally have not noticed that myself for me, but I have noticed like there's little shorter, like I can see hair growth kind of like around my perimeter, like little short hairs growing in.
oh, okay.
Uh, but yeah, each person is so different, with
Right.
how your body's going to react to it.
Yeah, and I figure eventually you'll just anti-age, all the things will be covered eventually. But look at
Yeah,
the milky eyes that have gone pretty much back to
yeah.
normal here.
And I want to mention the dog on the left, the black dog, because this is a friend of mine that lives down the street. And her dog was going blind. You can see in that one eye, so very cloudy, and he was going blind in that eye. And she said she only put the X39 on him for 3 weeks, and look at the change in his eye. And she said, I can tell that he's getting sight back in that eye because of the way he's reacting to things. He can see
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. And
Question
you
too with
good.
dogs. How do you apply the patches for dogs?
Okay. So, okay, let me be clear. The company is not selling this for you to put on your dog, but a lot of people put their used patches on their dogs and they have incredible results. So, you
Okay.
just stick it on their hair or stick
Oh,
it on their collar, on the inside of their collar. My little dog, I put it like right on the top of his little head and it just sticks there.
okay. Because I do work with pets. Thank you.
That's fun. So 40 years ago, this lady was burned, and you can see 6 weeks later how the skin is healing finally. It's almost like the
After
scar
40
is breaking
years.
up. Yeah. Wow.
Mm.
Okay, I'd like to talk about this story if I could,
Yeah.
because this is the father of a woman that I work with, Renita. And her story is very interesting because she is a health coach. She's been a health coach for over 25 years, top leader with our company. And a friend of hers from Canada, a nurse, had sent her the patches initially and said, I think this could help your mom. And her mom had Parkinson's. And so she put the patch on her mom. She didn't really know what it was. But 11 days later, when she went over to her mom's home at 8 o'clock in the morning, her mom was walking around without her walker that she had needed every day for like years. And she said, Mom, where is your walker? And she said, it's in the bedroom. I didn't need it. And she was like, whoa. So her dad had been suffering with these legs. They'd been to 12 different doctors and nobody could figure out what the problem was or how to get rid of it. And one doctor said, you're just going to have to learn to live with it. It's very painful.
Yeah.
And she said, let's just put the patch on him to see what happens. And the next day, this is the 24 hours later, the next day, his leg was not swollen anymore. And all of that oozing and goozing had gone away and never came back.
Yeah.
there are some people that are what we call one patch wonders, where they just get like just like a remarkable change in a very short period of time, and other people it just takes longer because it's working internally.
Yeah. I definitely noticed a difference right away. But not on everything for sure. It's like
Okay.
whatever's the worst thing. Oh,
Okay, so this is another friend of mine that lives down the street. She has not been in great health. And she slipped and fell one day, and you can see above her lip and her eye. And one of our girls had heard on one of the videos with our founder and product inventor, David Schmidt, and he had said, if you have some abrasions or something, put our night cream on it and put our skin patch next to it. It's called Alavita. So that's what she did. She covered that area with our night cream and put the little Alavita patch on. And she was also wearing the X39 patch. Everybody wears that one. And 3 days later, look, you cannot even see where her lip. I mean, it's
yeah,
amazing.
that is amazing. So quick. Varicose
Oh,
veins.
can I go back for 1 second because I want to tell just another little story with her. When she called me one day and she said her doctor had called her on the phone and said, I don't know what you're doing, but don't stop it because your lab work looks better than I've ever seen it. You need to get off all your medication. And she said, well, I haven't even been taking the medication. And he was just absolutely floored. And I have had several people tell me similar stories where their doctors came in and said, your lab work looks better than I've ever seen it. I don't know what you're doing, but don't stop it.
Brilliant. Love that.
That's great.
And then the varicose veins. I mean, that's like less than a month. It's a pretty big difference.
That's amazing. People pay a lot to get those removed.
Yeah.
And
Well, and the age
I think this
spots, look at
demonstrates,
that.
yep, that age reversal. You can see it.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, even his face looks firmer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Wow. So, I mean, what I think I've experienced is mostly health. Like I feel a lot healthier. And I think my skin might be a little firmer, you know. But I definitely had already hit the 50-year mark. So I was at the 75%. Um, and I don't know if you want to tell anybody, Debbie, but I think you look remarkable for your age,
Oh,
actually.
thank
And
you.
yeah,
Well, I'm going to be 70 in June. And yeah, that's kind of freaky thinking about that, but it's true.
yeah.
And I do feel like I mean, if I showed you photos of myself from a few years ago, now, and I've been on this patch since July of last year, July 15th. And I'd made some other little changes before I got on the patches, but I really feel like I am functioning at a level that I did, 20, 25 years ago. And I know that my stamina is better. I can go up the 3 flights of stairs where it used to make me kind of huff and puff a little bit. And now I just walk up like it's nothing
Hmm.
and kind of run through the parking lot with my dog. So I definitely feel uh, better.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's brilliant, honestly. Um, so I'm excited to see what happens with Amelia because she's very tapped into her body and how her body
Mhm.
feels. And more empathic at this point than I am because I've said no a lot. I've put up a lot of boundaries because I was too empathic with too many people. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what are you looking forward to? What's your focus with it that you want to see improved?
Yeah, I used to really pick up a lot of people's energies. I would get migraines if just from being in too many different stores. So I've had to learn how to process that out too. But I think just not having as many days where my adrenals do get taxed, they're a little more sensitive. And just to build up some more resilience. I've done a lot of work on that, but just to help with that. And I love that it's kind of a light therapy too, since our DNA is light and sound reception, and the frequency is high. And so I'd like to see how that can, a lot of people deal with, they call them SNPs in the genetic processes in the bodies. And I think that will do a lot of good to help with my kids as well, just if they have any needs to repair because of all the choices they're making nutritionally right now. And then just I've heard some other amazing stories from other people who've already been using them too, and just helping clients to find like targeted support, especially the amino acids too. Those are huge right now for helping the repair work. So those are some of my basic expectations.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It's for me, I think I've been consistent about 3 months. I've definitely purchased them longer, like it's been much longer than that, but I was very flighty about being consistent with them. So I feel like the last 3 months I've been really pretty good, and it really has made a massive difference for me. And letting go of sugar on top of it has been massive for me, huge.
Mm.
So, and I think that giving yourself the building blocks is important to support all that stem cell growth. So you need to make sure, I know Debbie said, make sure you have your electrolytes. Yeah.
Yes, that is
That's
very, very important because these patches really stimulate a lot of bioelectrical energy through your system. And the electrolytes are like spark plugs in your car. If you don't have the spark plugs, the car's not going to go.
Yeah.
So you need that extra support.
and that's huge too, just with people who are more sensitive too. So I would say just um, minerals, electrolytes, they're helping to spark that healing too. It's a good combination.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the gray sea salt is really good for that. Dr. Berg was recommended. I think you recommended that, Debbie, as the electrolyte that you liked, which is sweetened with stevia, which is better than so much sugar, which is in most of them. And it's just like, it's kind of an amazing time where you can get minerals out of other things, like we're learning about other things. Sea minerals, you
Mhm.
can get drops of sea minerals, you can get cell salts, just all kinds of stuff, but make sure you have enough minerals while you're doing
Mhm.
this so you can really give the patch a chance to genuinely work, and you give it the building blocks to work with, because we are the body electric and we
Mhm.
need those sparks. I don't know if you guys have ever heard this, but one human body can power New York City for 7 days. Now, at the end of that, the
Wow.
person would be deceased, but they can actually, that's how much power is inside of a body.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, one thing I would like to just mention also, honey, if I could,
sure.
is David Schmidt actually invented this technology over 20 years ago for the Navy SEALs. That's where it
Mhm.
first started because he was hired by the government to come up with a solution for them during Hell Week. And he invented what's called the energy enhancer. We still have that patch, and it burns your own body fat for energy. And then the women's Olympic swim team from Stanford used it, and 6 out of their 8 swimmers broke their own personal record within the first 3 weeks they were wearing the patch. So the technology has been around for, several years, but the X39 stem cell patch has been around just a few years, I think about 4 years.
Yeah. So is the X49 the body fat burning one?
No, the energy enhancer
Energy
is the,
enhancer. I'm
yeah.
gonna look that one
I
up.
know. I know. I'm always telling my body, okay, it's time to use the fat as fuel now. This
Yeah.
is what we need to do now.
It's working finally for me, but I had to give up sugar, and the protein is like, it's a huge
Hmm.
concentration of protein that I'm eating now in comparison. So it's really a different thing. And you're looking for different ways to fit it in. You're like, okay, so I'm going to have the yogurt and I'm going to stick protein powder in the yogurt and I'm going to have this, and so
And don't forget your fat.
yeah, I
Don't
get
forget your
plenty
healthy
of
fat.
actual fat as well. And I get probably a lot less carbs than I used to, but I'm still eating some. So,
Hmm.
and I'm very cognizant of the carbs. Like a lot of carbs, you can put them in the fridge or the freezer, cool them off, and then they become a resistant starch. So I make sure I'm concentrating on what can I do to this carb to make it actually last longer in the body versus being burned like a sugar.
That's a
Yeah.
new one for me.
Yeah. A lot of TikTok videos, basically. you know, but
So much information.
there's so much information. And I did study nutrition, but it was a long time ago. So, and I think our bodies have changed through this process. And also
Hmm.
when your body goes through certain stages of life, I feel like I went vegan at a time that was not probably the best for me to be doing that. So, because my body probably needed more protein during that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of those amino acids you can only get from the different kinds of proteins you probably weren't getting.
Yeah.
So that helps build those cells and
Mhm.
everything. And yeah.
Yeah. And I've
And I just want
definitely
to say
noticed a
too that,
difference. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah. Oh no, sorry. Must be a delay, I think. My internet's been a little weird the last 3 days. Um, yeah, too, just if you're curious which kind of patch that you need, I can always tune in to see, it takes me about a minute to see which ones will be best for you too. So, if you need like customized choices or not sure which one to get, just let me know. Just reach out and I'll send you a quick message back. So,
Yeah. And we're going to put Amelia's link below. This is to support her and to get her started. And honestly, it does benefit both Debbie and I, but this is one of those businesses where you do it together, basically. So,
mhm.
um, and I have not always loved this kind of a business either, but this one feels really good in comparison to a lot of them that I've tried. And so
Mhm.
that's why we're sharing with you guys, because we feel it's great. So, yeah. Do you have anything else you wanted to let us know about it, Debbie? Is there any other?
No, I just think the closer you look, the better you're going to like it.
Yeah.
That's been my experience.
Well, and I have a little story that my friend told me real quick, too,
Sure.
because she's her friend has a son and he's got several different ailments. I don't even remember, some genetic disorder plus I think also Down syndrome and nonverbal. I think he's about 9 years old and he's now been saying words as a result of the patches. So
Wow.
that's pretty amazing. Like, I love you, things like that he could never say before. So,
Wow.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Repair. Anything we can do to repair. And
mhm.
I know autistic children, they like the junk food more. Like it's more tasty to
Mhm.
them. And their
Yeah.
parents have such a hard time getting them to eat a lot of times. So there is a balance there that could be helped probably.
Yes,
Yeah.
big time.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys. We just wanted to introduce it to you. Let us know if you have questions in the comment section. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks,
Thanks.
Debbie. Thanks,
Thank you.
Amelia.
Bye.
Bye.